Hello, I am Father Ephraim Thomas S.J., Director Shantigram ICTA at Kalamassery. This morning I am going to talk to you about self-esteem. What do I understand about self-esteem? TA begins by talking about relationships with other people. To understand the relationship, he speaks about PSC, script and games and all that. The question is, at the end of all this, how do I see myself? Most people at the end of this carry on a total disapproval of themselves. Is that healthy? Therefore, what can we do? What attitude should I take towards myself? I would roughly divide people into two types. The first type of people, they tend to be negative about almost everything. They criticize their own friends when they are alone with other people. They blame their husband, wife, father, mother, friends, co-workers. They cannot easily take a correction. If they are criticized, they either shout and yell or sulk and cry and withdraw. They don't easily accept their own mistakes. There's always an endless flow of justification. I would say these people live deep inside as their own worst enemies. The first type of people who live as their own worst enemies. The second type of people, they are on the whole happy. They tend to see the good in other people. Even someone says, look at that fellow, he's so bulky, huge. Yeah, he's so bulky, but give him a work, he will do it so well. While these people acknowledge the negative, they always see the positive and uphold that. If they make a mistake, they are ready to say, yes, I am sorry, that was wrong. If they criticize, they don't shout and yell, nor do they sulk. They honestly look at themselves and say, has something wrong happened? Oh yeah, that is wrong. And they accept it. They own up easily. This second type of people, I would qualify them as their own best friends. Basically, two ways we live. Either deep inside hating ourselves, our own worst enemies, or deep inside loving ourselves, being our own best friends. Obviously, of the two choices, the better one is to be our own best friend. What does it mean to be our own best friend? Does it mean to say, I'm totally fine, nothing wrong with me? No. Nor the other, no, everything is wrong with me? No. We are a happy mixture of the good and the bad. A happy mixture of the positive and the negative. Only when one learns to accept this mixture of who I am, only then can I really begin to live my life and relate comfortably to other people. Often we don't do that. So I would say the first part of this is learning to appreciate our own worth more and more. There's a little story about a girl who was seeing a zebra for the first time. She looked at a zebra, black, white, black, white. After a long time staring, she asked, are you black with white stripes or white with black stripes? The zebra asked back, hey, are you all good with some bad qualities? All bad with some good qualities. Zebra is black and white, we are good and bad. We are a mixture of both. So here is a definition that I am giving you. Self-esteem is loving oneself with one's strengths and weaknesses. Not seeing one's strength alone and saying, glorifying this. Self-esteem is loving oneself with one's strengths and weaknesses. How can it be done? How can I love my weakness? I didn't say love the weakness. Love this me who has weakness. Think of someone whom you love deeply. Does he or she have some weakness? Some weaknesses, but you still love that person. I love that person who has this weakness. same attitude to myself. I love myself with the strength and weakness. Hence the definition I gave you. I am comfortable with me as I am. Not that I don't want to grow. I want to keep growing. But right now, I am learning to love myself with my strength and weakness. People often look at it and say, no, if you become a person of high self-esteem, you will become proud, you will become selfish, you will become authoritarian. No, the definition takes care of that. I am loving this me who has strength and weakness. Pride is not excess self-esteem, it is low self-esteem masquerading as excess self-esteem. I am ashamed of this part in me, therefore I say, no, I don't have it, I am perfect. It's a failure to accept one's weakness. So pride is not when there is really high self-esteem, but when you have low self-esteem, I want to deny that and say, I am done, I am this, I am that, all the great things. Similarly, selfishness too. I feel so empty inside, I am so preoccupied with myself, hence I feel I have to grab this, I have to grab this, I have to get this, I have to get this, constant restlessness. So the dangers that people associate self-esteem are not part of self-esteem, these are signs of low self-esteem. This is what I want you to know. Okay, now imagine a narrow road and a man is coming from the other end or running madly. A young person is walking along, says, okay, better step back so that crazy fellow can go. If someone who is a very old wobbling man walks along, he finds this mad fellow running, he will either shout and yell at the fellow, he will try to move, he will fall. This is how, is just an example of self-esteem. When you have high self-esteem, you become steady, you remain where you are, you deal with problems comfortably. If I am like that old man internally, if I am a man of low self-esteem, I become restless, uncomfortable, and I respond often so very negatively to life situations. Hence, I would say the measure of my response to life situations is determined by the level of self-esteem in one's heart. So, the more self-esteem, the more comfortable you become. Less self-esteem, the less uncomfortable, you're unhappy within yourself, you're unhappy with other relationships. So I believe healthy way to live is to develop one's own self-esteem and thus relate to other people. How does one grow in self-esteem? We as children, we are given the negativities, we listen to that again and again. Instead, learn to look at your own positives, small little thing, big thing, achievements, someone gives you a stroke. Accept this, learn to feel good about this, feel thankful for this, and then you will become a person of increasingly growing self-esteem. That's my wish for you. All the best. Thank you.